From the Sunmark Federal Credit Union Content Studio, this is the Sunmark 360 with Glenn Stacy.
Hi guys, welcome back into the Sunmark Content Studio and the Sunmark 360. It's good to see you today. A lot of people, including myself, are looking forward to vacation and summer vacation coming up. You know, I'm going to be taking off and I'll be out renting a car and doing some other amazing things while on vacation. And Michael Methusa, he's from S.I.S Insurance, and he's with us today because there are some things that people might already be covered with in their insurance policies as they head out on vacation, and we're here to talk about some of those tips today. Michael, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, Glenn, thank you for having me. One of the things that you really want to look at is if you're renting a vehicle to make sure you have the proper insurance underneath your insurance policy. The first thing to look at is to make sure you have comprehensive and collision on one of your vehicles. Usually that will then extend over to a rental car as long as you're in the United States or Canada. If you are going overseas, you really want to make sure you get the extra coverage, because I don't know of any insurance policy that will cover you in England or anywhere else overseas.
Yeah, and it's really neat to kind of have that coverage, because a lot of rental car companies, once you get there to pick up that car, are kind of pushing on their extra insurance. Yes. Because obviously they're making extra money. But a lot of folks, I think, have that already wrapped up and already included, right?
Correct, yes. You should always check with your agent to make sure it is covered underneath your policy. And if it's not, definitely get that extra insurance. I had one gentleman that actually thanked me for telling him to get that extra insurance because he did total a rental car while he was out on vacation. And guess what happened? They tried to come after him, but he actually took out that extra insurance and everything was covered. Basically, he could walk away from the claim and knowing that everything's covered. So you always want to check with your agent, and then if they say yes, you're good. But if they say no, definitely get that extra insurance underneath your rental car.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Now, I'm on the road, and unfortunately, I'm taking my car and I break down on the side of the road. Some policies can actually help you in that regard in a few ways.
Yes, definitely. A lot of the policies nowadays, they have roadside assistance built right into them. So if you don't have another roadside assistance policy, definitely check with your agent, because you can usually add that on, and usually it's 10 to 20 bucks a year. Really not very expensive to put on your policy. And then you have the peace of mind that if you're halfway to your destination and your car breaks down, you can at least get to a repair shop and hopefully get on your way very quickly.
Yeah, and those are, obviously nobody likes to be on the side of the road.
No, definitely not.
So that is very helpful. And then there is also a third item that most policies might have or can be added on for a relatively easy expense, and that would be if your trip gets interrupted. What are some of the ways the policy can help you, and can you kind of explain like what happens if your trip gets interrupted and the kind of things that the insurance policy would cover?
Definitely. Well, trip interruption usually comes into play when there's a comprehensive or collision claim on your vehicle. So you'd have to have another claim on there, not just a mechanical breakdown. But it can cover for hotel rooms, meals. Usually there's a per day limit, but again, you always want to check your policy, because some policies you can actually pick your price. You can say, I want $100 a day, $150, $200 a day. So it's something great to put on there if you're going away in your car.
So if I'm traveling around, say my car breaks down, and they say, oh yeah, you got a problem, and it's going to take us a day to get this thing back on the road so you can continue on your way. Is that where that trip interruption might kick in?
Usually not with mechanical breakdown. It's more of a claim. So you'd have to be hitting another car or hitting something with your vehicle, or somebody hits you. At that point, when you're putting in a comprehensive or collision claim, then that triggers the trip interruption insurance.
Gotcha. All right, fantastic. Those are three great tips.
Yes.
And again, the way to find out if you have these coverages is just call your insurance provider.
Yeah. Call your insurance provider, or we can always take a look at your policy for you at S.I.S Insurance. It's 518-783-1010.
And that's also a good point, because there are a lot of folks that just do strictly online, and it might not be easy or quick enough. Say if you're leaving in the next couple of days to kind of get that information, and you guys can really help out, just to take a look for anyone that's watching right now, just to kind of make sure that they have what they need, right?
Yeah, definitely. We look at insurance policies every day, unlike most people only look at them once, maybe even twice a year, or once every 2 years. So it's definitely a good thing. We can always look at your policy and say, well, this coverage doesn't look right, or that coverage doesn't look right, and we can pick it out pretty quickly.
All right. Well, Michael, thanks so much for joining us today on the Sunmark 360. Thanks for the good tips. And now when you head out on your road trip for summer vacation this year, you might have a little more peace of mind, and you might save a little bit of money too with some of these tips. So again, thanks for passing those along to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And thank you for watching the Sunmark 360. If you are going to be heading out on vacation this summer, enjoy wherever you might be going, and we'll see you right here next time on the Sunmark 360 and in the Sunmark Content Studio. Have a great day. Don't forget to follow Sunmark and the Sunmark 360 on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.